respect the flag. That's all I can say. Bones is on my lap. See, I don't know if you can see him or not. So you always got to get a cat. Every video has a cat in it. So anyway, here's Bones. You don't get to see him very often. Yeah. So who wants to watch a cat, right? Okay. I had to throw that in there. Every one of my videos, people have pointed it out that I have cats in every video. Okay. We'll get this, right? This video is basically dealing with death. You know, everybody has their own way with dealing with death. You know, it's like when you can deal with death. You know, when you're a kid and you lose, you know, a fish, you know, a pet bird, pet cat, anyway, whatever kind of pet you have, okay, and it dies and you can get pretty upset, you know, as a kid. You cry, oh, you know. Then you reach, then as you get older, it's like, okay. Somebody dies and you can be like, whatever, you know, it's all cool. And then as you get older, things, but anyway, point being, different stages in life, you will respond to death differently. I swear that looks crooked. I know I've got way too much stuff up and over. I keep adjusting it, but it's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's supposed to be a serious video. So anyway, everybody has different ways of dealing with death, obviously. You know, it could be a family pet that could, you know, because I had, well, this little container right there. That's the ashes of Bright Eyes, and you know, one of my favorite cats. So anyway, so this is kind of, this isn't how everybody deals with death, because everybody deals with death differently. Some people are like, oh, well, the person's been dead, you know, a month, 6 months, a year, time to get rid of all their stuff. Maybe I don't want to get rid of their stuff. And nobody really can tell you how to deal with death. Okay, I'm not going to say your loss. You know, you didn't lose somebody, they're dead. Okay, that's just the way I look at things. They're not lost, they're dead. They're never coming back. You know where they're at. But in a way, sometimes I lose track. Marijuana affects the long and short-term memory. Or we could say it's old age. We could go that route. I know this is a serious video, but all my videos have a little humor in it. But anyway, let's get back to what we're talking about here. Dealing with death. You know, everybody deals with it differently. Like when my grandfather died, okay, that was the first family death other than our pet, Nikki. You know, that was sucked. But I was already in the service, so I was in Texas. And my grandfather died, and want to come back up, Bones? Come on. It didn't faze me at all. You know, I didn't really care. You know, it was like, okay, I wasn't close to the guy. Hardly ever seen him, so it was like, man, you know. So that didn't faze me at all. It was like, okay, whatever. Now, the other thing, too, is funerals, okay? I really don't want to see that person laying there dead in a coffin. I never quite, you put a dead body on display. Ooh, look. I was like, man, they look so good. Did you tell them they look good when he was alive or she was alive? Hey, you really look good. I can't imagine how good you're going to look dead in a coffin, man. You are going to be freaking superb, okay? It's like, anyway, teach his own. But anyway, I don't want to see that person laying there dead. When my grandmother died, she was dying for like an extended period of time. That's a whole other story there. But anyway, when she finally died, obviously, I seen her. I went there, and but you knew she was dying. But it bothered me, but it didn't really like tear me up or whatever. Because she was already dead. I mean, she was in such poor shape. She was already gone. But anyway, point being, it didn't really bother me that much. But in a way, I seen her, obviously dead, laying there dead, and the way they carried her out and everything wasn't too cool. And then, when Michael died, I found him, obviously, because I always checked on him. And, I was hoping it had been a seizure or an MS attack, because sometimes that would happen and he would just, but obviously there was no pulse or anything. So, but anyway, so that really bothered me. His death tore me up. I really don't talk about it much. But it's like, okay, let's go how people deal with death. Like, when Michael died, okay, I immediately had, not immediate, but I had Michael's best friend, Mark, come over. I knew him back in high school when we first, Michael first started going to school up here. And Mike was, one of he was his best friend, and he was always coming over here and hanging and chowing, and anyway, it was pretty cool. But anyway, so I had him and his girlfriend Ashley come over, and so anyway, so I gave Mark quite a few things, and this was probably within a week or whatever of Michael's death. So I got rid of that stuff, the box spring, the mattress, gave Mark the dresser, a bunch of Michael's clothes, and and his mom thought, well, you're kind of rushing it. She didn't really say a whole lot, but I think she was kind of like, why do you want to get rid of everything? Because that's my way of dealing with it, okay? Now, if you go upstairs to his bedroom here in the house, not his place out there, but here, there's still a lot of his stuff up there. A lot of his shirts, underwear, socks. His first beer, I drank with him, and he saved the bottle for that, so that's up there. Will I ever get rid of like that bottle? No, I'll never throw it out. That's my choice. Nobody should come in here and say, well, why don't you just get rid of all that stuff? Because I don't want to. Whether you feel a connection to the person through those items, doesn't matter. It's how you feel. There was a nurse when I was in the hospital, and kind of a cold person. But anyway, she was a nurse, and her brother's cat died. And so he was pretty tore up with it. And he pretty much stayed in his room for like 3 days. And she was like, oh, get over it, it's just a cat. Well, bitch, it's not just a cat. So she shouldn't have been that way with her brother. Everybody deals with death differently. And to him, it wasn't just a cat. That's like saying Bright Eyes was just a cat. Or Gray.